shows Phil Hartman as Larry David, John Belushi as Jeff Green, and Gilda Radner as Susie Green walking towards an auditorium. Hartman: what is this thing again, Jeff? Belushi: some vagrant is pantomiming Seinfeld. He hired me as an agent. Cleaned his parents right out. Hartman: pantomime Seinfeld? How do you do that? Radner: it's all the rage, Larry. Where podcasts are zigging, some of the up-and-comers are zagging, doing pantomiming. As the three are about to sit down in the auditorium, Norm Macdonald as Ted Danson, along with Jan Hooks as Cheryl, are shown to be sitting next to their seats. As Radner greets them, Hartman whispers to Belushi, "You didn't tell me Ted and Cheryl were going to be here." Belushi: come on! I had to fill the place up. Plus, I think Ted would be here anyway. He's a big fan after the guy pantomimed Cheers last week. Hartman: well, did you invite Leon? Belushi: no, he's too loud. Hartman: Richard Lewis? Belushi: heard on the news there might be another variant to the new COVID variant. Hartman: a variant to the variant? Well, how about Vince Vaughn? Belushi: you mean his character? Hartman: whatever. Belushi: he said his brother has Hodgkin's. Hartman: the good Hodgkin's? Belushi shrugs. Hartman and Belushi greet McDonald and Hooks and sit down for the Seinfeld pantomime play. Shows on the stage is set as a replica of Seinfeld's apartment. Shows Tom Davis as Jerry Seinfeld, Michael O'Donoghue as George Costanza, and Denidra Vance as Elaine Bennis as they pantomime having a conversation. Chris Farley as Kramer bursts through the door and stumbles in and falls through a coffee table in front of Seinfeld's couch. Cuts back to Hartman in the audience, who rolls his eyes. Hartman looks to his left and sees that Belushi has fallen asleep. Bob Einstein as Marty Funkhauser enters and sits next to Hartman's right. Hartman: Marty, what the hell, you're dead. I took a golf club from your casket. Einstein: that was my dad's casket. For some reason you tried shoving golf clubs into my casket. As Hartman takes out mints, he says, oh, that's right. Mint? Einstein: no, thank you, Larry. I'm here to be like a Jacob Marley figure for you before you see 3 more ghosts. Hartman winces and says, really? It sounds great, but I think I have to pass. Einstein: how can you say that, Larry? You're talking to a ghost. I was your friend. Hartman: keep it down. Einstein: only you can see or hear me. Hartman: okay, well, we're already well into the cold open. If we start with 3 more ghosts now and a catharsis at the end, this thing could go over 20 minutes. And I may add, quite frankly, Radner leans over towards Hartman and shushes him while mouthing, you bald fuck. Hartman whispers, quite frankly, I don't need the Scrooge treatment. Einstein: so you're too good for the Scrooge treatment, huh? Hartman: yes, I am. I'm a good guy. I didn't have to come to this pantomime nonsense, which completely sucks, but I did it to be a good friend. Hartman then realizes that everyone in the auditorium is staring at him angrily. Farley on the stage begins to cry and runs off. Hartman looks to his right and Einstein is no longer there. Hartman: no, it was Funkhauser. A ghost? Bob Marley? Scrooge? Hartman: and dead from the earth, we're not alive. It's Saturday Not Alive, starring John Belushi, Chris Farley, Phil Hartman, Jan Hooks, Norm Macdonald, Gilda Radner, Danitra Events, and many special deceased contributors. Musical guest, LeRoi Moore, and your host, Albert Einstein. Everybody, Albert Einstein. Applause, applause, applause. Einstein. Thank you. Bob Einstein comes out. Applause, applause, applause. Bob Einstein. Thank you. It's great to be hosting this show. Albert Einstein. Mr. Funkhauser, sir. I believe you're mistaken. It is me who is hosting. Bob Einstein. I'm not sure who you are, Pops, but I read Einstein is hosting on the board back there. Anyway, folks, I'm often confused with another famous Einstein, the groundbreaking physicist Albert Einstein, who has come closest to figuring out the nature of how the universe works, at least above the subatomic level. He came up with the key equation that the energy E of an object is equal to its mass times the speed of light squared. Albert Einstein. That's me. I'm Albert Einstein. Bob Einstein. My apologies then, Albert. They probably did mean you. I was wondering why Pardo had announced Albert. Why don't you go ahead? Albert Einstein. In addition to E equals mc squared, I was able to show the nature of space-time where space and time are basically one entity, and that the faster one travels, that they can manipulate both space and time by doing so. Bob Einstein. Like Usain Bolt. Albert Einstein. Yes, a lightning bolt is a good example, but there's more work to be done. Before we truly understand the universe, we must figure out what the Higgs boson is doing, why exactly the universe at the subatomic level performed a wave function, then unobserved, while acting as a particle then observed, and the pervasiveness of dark energy, and why it is making the universe continually expand. Bob Einstein. And flying cars we need figured out too. Albert Einstein. Right. Folks, we have a great show tonight. LeRoi Moore of the Dave Matthews Band is here. So get ready to crash with your crush, so you can be under the table and dreaming. We'll be right back.